some people know me as a management consultant. Some people know me as a leadership expert. Some people know me as a motivational speaker based on what it is that I do on the public front as a nation builder. And these days I keep hearing different versions of that. Some say he's a motivational speaker, some say he's an inspirational speaker. Some say he's a transformational speaker. Some even now have started saying he's a revolutionary speaker. But I think of all the ways that I like to describe myself, I'd just like to describe myself as a nation builder. When people ask me what is a nation builder, I say very quickly, a nation builder is someone who has 4 characteristics, A, B, C, and D. A nation builder accepts responsibility for the well-being of his nation or her nation, meaning that no matter how well you're doing, if your nation is not doing well, you're not doing well enough. But a nation builder also believes in the potential greatness of that nation, and more importantly, believes in the generation's capacity to be able to birth that greatness. But beyond believing, a nation builder commits and sacrifices their time, their energy, their resources, their network, their net worth, everything they have to diligently, doggedly deliver the future of that great nation. And I always like to say the future is not a time zone that is yet to come. The future is everything that the nation can be but has not become. The future is everything the nation can do but the people have not yet done. The future is everything a nation can possess but the people have not yet acquired. And so the future is not really ahead of us. The future is inside us. And that is why I said that a nation builder must accept, believe, commit, and deliver the future. And I believe that is what my life's commitment is about. And I'm glad that I'm not alone in the room. There are nation builders all around. And when I say nation builders, I want you to say amen. Nation builders! Yeah. I believe that A&M truly is a party for all nation builders. My proposition to Nigeria is really about a new Nigeria. I believe that Nigeria as we know it today is a blessed country. Nobody can doubt that. We're blessed with an abundance of resources, mineral beneath the earth, natural on top of the earth, and human who dwell on the earth. And I do not know any nation that probably is more blessed than Nigeria. When you combine our mineral resources, our natural resources, and our human resources. But let's be clear, blessed as we are, the blessings have been given to us by God, whom we acknowledge in our circumstances as the God of creation. And yet, as God has given us a blessed country, it is every generation's responsibility to be able to turn the blessings of their country into what we call greatness. So that they build a great nation even though they inherited a blessed country. And I believe that this is the greatest challenge that faces us today. This is the challenge that I intend to lead a generation of Nigerians, a generation that is empowered, a generation that is motivated, a generation that is stellar to operate with natural excellence, a generation that will accept the responsibility to turn the blessings of Nigeria into greatness for our nation. This is by far the most important task that I have committed to take on, and with your own blessings, given the opportunity, this is the task that I hope to lead you all in building a truly great Nigeria into a truly great nation. And when we say a great nation, I'm talking about a great place that people love to live, a nation where people love to work, a nation where people would love to invest, a nation where people would love to do business in and do business with.
And a nation where the government works for the people and not the people who become slaves to the government.
I believe very strongly that Nigeria has what it takes, in fact all that it takes, to be the nation where everything works for everyone and no one lacks anything, because we have enough for everyone to be truly blessed. We have enough for everyone to prosper. We must build a nation that works. A nation where not only do things work, but people are able to work to make things work. And a nation where the government works for the people and not the people become slaves to the government. It must be a nation where people love to do business because it enables and empowers business people, whether they are aspiring one day to start a business or they are trying hard to grow their business. Nigeria must be undoubtedly one of the best places to do business, because you can thrive and profit and build a sustainable institution that will last many generations from and in Nigeria. Nigeria must become a place where people are empowered to succeed, are empowered to find the work that they are naturally gifted in, so that Nigerians are not just painfully or gainfully employed. We want a nation where people are joyfully employed. Nigeria must be that nation where every single Nigerian, regardless of where you come from, must have opportunity all across Nigeria to be able to access a better life and a brighter future, not just for yourself but for your children. Nigeria must be a nation where people can live in peace and sleep in peace, because they know that no marauders, robbers, no kidnappers, no terrorists will come and take their property or their life or the life of their loved ones. Nigeria must be a nation where the only reason why you look behind your back is not to see who's coming behind you, but to see the beautiful scenery that you have left behind you. And so ultimately, not to take too much of our time, we must create a nation where people can find work, and where businesses can work, and where government works for everyone. To be able to build a nation that works for everyone, we need to have what you call social benefits that all can enjoy, so that what is available and acceptable to the rich is also accessible and affordable to the poor. So that we, having done a great job one day, we should be able to find millionaires on public transport. And you can see the chief executive of a business riding in the same train to work as the janitor that is going to clean the office. This must be a nation where people are able to work and not be scared that by the time they retire, all their savings would have lost its value. This must be a nation where people are willing to invest because there are good returns on investment. And Nigeria, being almost right in the center of the world, has every opportunity to be able to do this. When you look at the map of the world, you will realize that Nigeria is literally almost perfectly in the center of the world. Which means that anywhere you produce a thing and you try to sell it to another market, it is likely to arrive there faster if it was produced in Nigeria than if it was produced anywhere else in the world. This means that Nigeria has a uniquely blessed opportunity to be geographically situated where it can become the production and the logistics capital of the world. possesses all the natural resources and human resource to be able to make this happen. Nigeria can easily become the China of Africa and the new China of the world. To make this happen, a few things must happen. We must be able to convert our mineral resources, our natural resources and our human resources into economic value so that we can then be able to prosper as a nation and deliver social benefit. And this is what it is that I am committing to do. To make this happen, we are asking our generation to aspire for greatness. And to aspire simply means A, to focus on agriculture, mining, industrial and innovative revolution that will birth the greatness of our great nation. But we must be able to do that by creating special economic zones in every one of the 774 local government areas of this nation. So that all anyone has to do, if you're a farmer, is to get to your local government area, and it is there that you can be able to find people who will purchase, process, package, or preserve all your agricultural or farmland products. And so all across Nigeria, you will see growth at the same time, and no local government in Nigeria will be left behind.
Oh yeah.
And as we do that, we will have equal opportunity to rise as a nation together. So that no one part of Nigeria is depending on every other part of Nigeria. And nobody is overstretched and overtasked with their own mineral resources. I will go very quickly through the other parts of it. We must secure our people because that's the first most important role of government, to provide security of lives and property. And to be able to ensure that our people are safe. And they have safety in their health and safety in every area. But we must also power our nation. We must make sure that we have power. And if you give me the opportunity to be able to lead the government and represent you as presidential candidate in the 2019 general elections, I promise you that Nigerians will vote for power. And they will not be voting for power to the people. They will be voting for power for the people. Power for businesses. Not just power to political parties, but electric power, solar power, thermal power, hydropower. And this we will do given the opportunity. We also must build infrastructure. We must build institutions that are strong. And next, we must make sure that we restructure our nation. And in restructuring our nation, we must be able to make sure that we redistribute the wealth of this nation appropriately. Currently, only 13% of the resources that are taken from the revenue that takes from mining and things that are taken from the ground of Nigeria, only 13% of it goes to the states. Most of the time, the places where those mineral resources are taken from do not get any form of revenue back in return. I know that it will take a lot of work, but I'm hoping that one day, and not long from now, we will be able to ensure that the states get not 13% but 20%. And not only will the states get 20%, local governments from which those resources were taken from will also get 20%. Wow. And the place, the village, the town where those resources were taken from will also get 20%. So that we can have a slimmer, smaller federal government and then a greater local government. Because local governments are by far the most important. Then we must also focus on producing export quality products. And to make sure that we do this, we have to have businesses that are enabled to prosper, who will produce jobs for the people. To make sure we have people who are able to productively deliver, we must have education that will train our people not just for certification, but to train them for occupation, for profession, for industry. So if you look at the words that I have spoken to you today, they form an acronym ASIPIRE, aspire. So that I do not take much longer than the time that has been given to me, permit me to say that given the opportunity, Nigerians will not only aspire for greatness, but we will attain greatness. And we will attain greatness on the foundation of good governance, with good people with the right values, leading and governing our nation at all levels. And ANN will be the party, the womb, by which we will birth a truly new Nigeria. God bless you, and may God bless ANN, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. ANN! Thank you very much. Thank you.